All right, guys, here we go. I am actually super excited for this. It's been a long time coming, so let's go ahead and get started on this. First and foremost, I wanted to thank you guys who have joined us inside of this live stream. I know it's kind of a weird time, midday here on a Thursday, but there's a good reason. Usually tomorrow night's supposed to be when I'm doing my live stream, but I'm going to be taking my family camping, and everyone's getting ready for Osh, and so I had a really hard time getting anybody to commit to doing an interview with me and stuff because they're either busy flying or getting ready for Osh or just things are going on. So sorry for this odd time, but it actually makes some sense. But first, foremost, I wanted to say hi to some of you guys down there inside of the chat. I see Party Show is here. For some reason, I thought he was in Brazil, but he corrected me, called me Chad, and said he is in, I thought he was in Australia, but he's in Brazil. So I'm Chad apparently today. There's a funny joke behind that. If you don't know who Chad is, when I went on Super Aero Live, he made a post about interviewing Chad from Fly With the Guys. Not Carl. It's pretty funny. So, that's the inside joke there. Anyways, who else we got? Jeffrey Jensen. Yes, I don't want to watch anyone fly around Wyoming. That's pretty boring. So I'm glad you're here. Hopefully this is just a little bit better. And who we got? We have Dion. Hi, Dion, from the other side of the world. Welcome, welcome. And Movie Watcher 123 from Connecticut. This is going to be hopefully a fun and an exciting adventure for all of us. I've got my notes over here. I've got two screens, so really excited for what's on this one. Anyways, real quick, wanted to say thank you to some of our Patreon members. The Patreon has been growing for us. We want to get more and more things on there for you guys to be able to join, but everything that you guys help through there or by buying us a coffee definitely allows us to be able to make more great content, especially the instrument series that we have already started recording. I'm a couple lessons in, been studying, and you're actually going to see me fall off of YouTube for a little bit because I want to get through that, and I'll probably stop making content, but there'll be an announce about that while I finish it. But to those Patreon members, I wanted to say their names. We have Commander Pip, thank you. Michelle Bromschwig, thank you. Sentinel X, thank you. Chris Bailey, thank you. And David Craig, thank you very much. And Chris and David have been with us for a very long time on Patreon, and I appreciate their patience with us as we've continued to learn and grow. Anyways, next announcement, I'm going to be at AirVenture, Oshkosh, this year. It's going to be super, super exciting, and if you guys are going to be going or inside of the area, I definitely want to meet with you. So I'm going to throw this up on the screen. Where is it? There it is. All right, if you haven't seen this on any of my social media or anything going on there, we're going to be doing a YouTuber meetup. Not all the YouTubers are going to be there, obviously, but the YouTubers you see here are all kind of friends. And so we're like, hey, let's let our subscribers all come and just meet us at once. So Wednesday at 2 p.m., it's going to be near Stage 3. We'll probably be posting on social media exactly where it's going to be once we're there. But we got Martin Pauly, Ryan Dabrowski, who called me Chad, Dan Milliken from Taking Off, Corey Robin, obviously me, Brian Turner from Just Plain Silly, he's hilarious, and I believe his name is Kevin, 310 pilot. He may or may not be there, but he made it on the flyer. We'll just have to see if he comes. If not, we'll just go to another 310 pilot and they can come. I think that'll work. All right. Anyways, so that is a fun announcement. Also, I'll be at the Aviation Content Creators Award the couple days prior to that. So if you're inside of that area, where is that? Somewhere, it's like just south of Oshkosh, but like 100 plus miles, a couple hours away. I'll be there. Going to be fun, exciting event. Hopefully we'll be able to record some fun content for you guys as well. Anyways, ever since last year, Microsoft 2020 came out. And on the day that it came out, I went and did a flight where I did a side-by-side comparison of the same time, the same weather, the same everything of me in a 172 versus the flight simulator in 172. And if you guys watch that video, you'll notice, like, as we're making our turns, the horizon, everything almost looks identical. And ever since then, I wanted to find a way to engage with you guys and be able to play Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 with you. And that has always been hard for me because I've never had the right equipment. I've always really had a mouse and a keyboard. Someone did give me a yoke and some pedals, but They were kind of terrible. He knew they were terrible, but I thank him for those, and they were fun. But in trying to figure all this out, somebody reached out to me. They're like, "Hey, would you like to play with some friends?" And I said yes. And so you guys have heard of them. Their name is Thrustmaster, and right here we have their officer pack. And this setup is really, really cool. I've been flying with it just a little bit. It's actually better than anything that I've ever flown with. Those ones, I've also had another branded stick, and it was actually quite terrible. All of them have been terrible until I started flying with this, and I'm not just saying that I like these because they sent it to me. I truly do like these, and so I'm excited to be able to go and fly with these. A couple of things I wanted to say about them really quick, and I had to write these things down because there's so many cool things. First off, if you've ever flown with cheap equipment, the buttons, they don't make good clicks. These actually move. They have locking points. They're tactile, and they actually work, so you know when you push them. And if you want, this is set up, I believe, to be, inside the left seat, but if you wanted to be in the right seat because you're a first officer and want to practice flying, you can switch those around too. So it's kind of cool. But this guy's crazy. Just the thruster column, and these do work not just with the Airbus, which they're branded Airbus, and they're designed to look like the Airbus. They work with all the airplanes inside of the game. It's just the features aren't there for like the reverse thrusters that you would do right here. If they aren't on that airplane, then obviously it's not going to work. But for the most part, these work good, and it's a great way to be able to control the throttle. So with that, we're going to dive in. Let's have some fun. And just real quick, it is midday. My wife is working. I have kids at home. There's friends over. That was an interesting situation, but they're here. We're just helping out their parents while they got some stuff going on. So you may hear children. You may hear screaming. You may hear laughter. And you may hear my dog barking. Anyways, just ignore all those activities. And if one of my daughters does happen to come in here just by some crazy random happenstance, I'm definitely going to let her fly the plane. And I don't know what it is with kids, but when they get in Flight Simulator, all they want to do is crash into your house or their friend's house. Ugh. Anyways, let's see here. Make sure I got all these talking points I wanted out of here. Oh, last thing. I really want to buy an airplane, so if someone could let Mr. Beast know that we're, streaming, that'd be great. All right. Let's change this angle. We've got Flight Simulator over here in the background. You have my beautiful mug still, and you can see the controls down here. It's a little jumpy right now, but once we get into the game, they will pick back up where they're supposed to. So, first thing I wanted to do, I want to show you guys where I fly. So, I'm going to come here to Deer Valley Airport. We're going to go ahead and fly the Airbus. Yes, I was flying that Pitts last. So, we'll get the Airbus. So, come over here to flight conditions. Make sure that we're live. And it says it's 311. It's 211. Whatever. We'll get close enough. It's a nice warm day here, and we're just gonna leave all of this stuff off, or however it is. And just so you know, I do have this on hard mode, because I like flying for like reals, Anyways, now I have to wait while this loads. I didn't have much to say, so let's jump over here to the comments. Hey, Brian from Just Plain Silly is showing up. You're at the airport with Christy, getting signed off for your instrument check ride? Ooh, good luck. Good luck with your instrument check ride, Brian. And I'm glad that you're paying attention to me and not what she's signing. Flo Biden. Does Thrustmuster work on Xbox? Currently, I believe it does not, but they should have some stuff in development that will, because I don't know if it's come out for the Xbox yet or if it's coming out soon. One of those two, but there will be some new stuff coming with it. And I'm going to be live streaming again with my buddy who's going to be using an Xbox controller anyways. That's going to be interesting. Probably going to call it Two Idiots Fly Planes. That'll be good. And, oh man, Sanganek, gosh, pleased to fly and say, okay, cool. And Dion, definitely go with the steam gauges first, not the G1000. All right, we are ready. I am at Deer Valley Airport in Phoenix, Arizona. I don't know if you guys can hear my game. Let me make sure. Oh, let's give you a little bit of volume here. There you go. You should be able to hear it now. Maybe just a little in the background. And we're going to make sure our brakes are off. And I was doing this with my buddy the other day, and he's all like, there's no way you can take off in your airport inside of a 320. I'm like, yeah, I can. So let's try it. Come on, take off. What am I doing wrong? Oh, I was hitting the wrong button. Here we go. Starting our roll. Oh, one thing I didn't tell you guys is down at my feet, I also have the Thrustmaster's rudder pedals, and these are quite amazing. You can see I'm hands off right here, just headed down the runway with my pedals, which is what you're supposed to do. And I do not have rudder assist on, so this is all me, but all right, you see the airplane's already taken off just a little, so we'll just nose up here. We will gear up and bring our flaps up. So this is the visuals that I get coming out of Deer Valley Airport. However, I usually turn to the north, so let's go ahead and make that happen. I'm not going to tell you guys where, but I can see my house from here. And my house is in the game. Some houses have just been made to look like houses, but mine actually looks like a house. And I am in the Deer Valley Airport traffic pattern. But you can see here, this is what I usually see when I'm flying northbound. Over to the west here, or to the left of the screen, you start seeing a little lake. That's Lake Pleasant. That is where all the practice activity actually happens. So I did a majority of my training over here to the left. It's beautiful over there. It almost looks exactly like it does inside of the game. And there's a lot of air traffic out there from flight schools when I was training, and the idea is everyone just picks altitudes and continually broadcasts their location. So I'm going to fly right by this, though. We're going to turn around and head over to Phoenix Airport and attempt a landing, which I've only attempted one landing inside of the 320 here, and it did not go well. But, I mean, we've got a couple minutes before we get there, so just because I am enjoying this way too much, I'm going to come over here to some of the comments while we're doing this. Travis, are you asking me, am I going to Osh? Yes, I answered that question. I will be there. I'll be there Sunday night through Thursday. Thursday afternoon is when my plane leaves, so it'll be great. Flying is easy, landing is hard. I mean, that's debatable. Well, I guess crashing is easy. Like, stop flying is really easy, so. All right. I'm coming out here to the west, so I have a nice long approach into Phoenix. Last time I didn't quite do that. I'm going to throttle back here just a little bit. I'm getting the overspeed. And I probably went back a little too much there. And I can control the engines independently, which is cool. So, and get them back to where they're together. Now, what is interesting is I remember in Flight Simulator 10X, is that what it was called? If I would go overspeed inside of hard mode, it would say, "Oh, you had structural failure and you die." In this one, it doesn't quite do that. So, everything's looking good here. Fly here to the south for a little bit, and then try to line up for Phoenix. And I'm not going to contact Phoenix Approach. There is some audio stuff that you can play with inside of here, though, contacting tower and such. Speaking of which, if you guys have been following, we've been doing quite a few great videos on talking to air traffic control. Saturday, tomorrow morning I'm recording and editing. But we will have a video on reading the airspace. Teach you guys how to listen to the airspace, the radio, the things that are going on, and painting this mental picture of what it looks like. Very, very important in both towered and non-towered situations. Granted, most of what we're going to be talking about is in towered situations. So we've got some cool tools to help you guys figure that out. Rico B, you want me to do a loop? You know what? I'm already over speed, so why not? Give it a little bit of nose up here and a roll to the left. Yeah. That's as much as we get. It makes me wonder if inside of a real situation, if that would happen. All right, I'm gonna throttle down here, and I think I've already missed the airport because I'm terrible at this. I don't have a type rating. I know I'm way over speed. Light up the overspeed ones. Yes, I'll definitely write up the overspeed once I land because it is definitely annoying. The mechanic needs to know about it.
Overspeed, 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 overspeed.
Anyone see the airport?
Overspeed, 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 overspeed.
And I'm obviously not supposed to be flying through the clouds because I'm flying VFR right now.
Overspeed, 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 overspeed.
Oh, there it is.
Overspeed, 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 overspeed,
Overspeed, overspeed.
overspeed, 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 overspeed.
I apologize to any of you who fly the big birds just because I'm terrible at this, even inside of a real game. I always tell people, it's like, I think flying in real life is easier than in a simulator. Maybe that's just me. Okay. We may or may not be looking good here. I'm going to line up on this, what is this one? 2.5? So let's go ahead and, you know I'm not supposed to at this speed. We'll just drop our flaps in. All of them.
Overspeed.
Yep, we're over speed, so we'll just go ahead and cut all of our power.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Yeah, sorry, party show. When I get in the 172, I think you'll be a little bit more impressed.
Overspeed.
All right, we're still a little high. 2.5 right.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
Am I supposed to be heading right here?
Overspeed. Overspeed.
No, 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 no! Ah! Oof. And nailed it. First try. Gosh. I don't even know how to turn off half these things that come back on. Alright, flaps up. I'm sure you guys are wicked impressed with that. Yeah. You know, I watch, what's his name, Air Force Proud or Air Proud 95, and he has those landing competitions with his friends, and I'm sure if he watched that, he would have said something amazing. Did I do that on purpose? Of course I didn't do that on purpose. I don't know how to fly an Airbus. Oh. Oddly enough, my takeoffs are pretty good, but I guess that's the easiest part. Oh, gosh. Yeah, you know what? Let's do something here. I don't know if you guys know this, but you're able to kind of choose whatever aircraft you want. Oh yes, there it is. Let's see if this is any better.
Engaging autopilot.
All right, now we're in an SR-22. My airspeed is disappeared. Let's see if we can get that back. Nope. And this one I can roll. Look at that. Ugh. Tempe Town Lake, if you guys are familiar with this area. So what I'm going to do now is prove to you guys that I do know how to land. So let's go ahead and follow these guys in right here. I really don't care if he's there or not. The realism in this is just, it's not for me. Yes, I can do a loop. Hold the red handle, it practically lands itself. Oh, is that how it works? Alright, now that I'm inside of this plane, you need to use these throttle, or the thruster reversers, because it helps me get just a little bit more accuracy with the power of the airplane. Anyways, alright, I'm going to start paying attention to what I'm doing instead of messing around. Alright, I'm concentrating, slowing down, bleeding off the airspeed here. Let's go ahead and get on center line. Bleed off a little more airspeed. And settle it down. Alright. I see. Wake turbulence, yeah. That would have killed me, wouldn't have. But I still did it. So one thing that I'll go ahead and answer this for Rico. How's that throttle and joystick combination? It looks nice. Yeah, we showed it to you guys just a little bit, but the joystick in particular, one of the things that I've hated about some of the other ones that I've used is the responsiveness of it, or the dead zone that it has. The dead zone has been too big, or just a little. You have to do a bunch of movement to make it work. This one is just light, easy movements, and I'm able to control the plane the way that I want to, and take off with flaps apparently. So the one thing that's really weird for me inside of these games is the trim. I can never trim out the airplane the way that I truly want to, because one thing that you're not supposed to do when you're flying in real life is fly by the trim. You're supposed to get on the altitude that you want to be, and then you adjust the trim to relieve the pressure and then you'll be inside of the level flight that you're looking for. Inside of this, you have to fly by the trim because there's no pressure to relieve. So that kind of gets me, and it's hard for me to do that a little bit, but gonna give you guys a little waggle here with the rudder pedals. These things are almost, to me, real to life. The amount of pressure that I have to keep on them is almost completely real to life. And also, I'm using out-of-the-box settings on all of this equipment. It literally just plugs in, it plays, and I don't have to do anything. I don't have to configure it. They're all mapped properly. So, do I have any idea of the price of the setup? In US dollars, I believe these two guys are $169.99 to combine, but you can buy them separately. I got them in the officer's pack. And another fun thing that you can do with the throttle quadrant is you can actually pick up more of them. So if you wanted to fly a 4-engine aircraft, they will tie together, and you can actually control each of the four engines independently. So I don't know where my airspeed indicator went. We can go in here, and I'm not doing anything too terrible. So, well, mypilotstore.com. Yeah, they will have them. They will definitely have them. So, one thing I wanted to ask you guys is, what do you want to see me do in here today? I had a couple of places and things that I wanted to go do, but if there's anything in particular you guys want to go do, just let me know, and I will attempt it as best as I can. I can bring in any of the aircraft that I want. The only thing that I can't do is change locations without going back to the main menu. But there's definitely some beautiful places that we can go to. I could take you to some of the places I fly, or I don't know, maybe one of you can give me your address and I'll crash into your house. Seems like an 11-year-old thing to do, but it could be fun. Google is amazing. It's true. I just can't Google while I'm flying. I'm busy. Too busy flying. What I want to do next is fly one of my favorite aircraft, but I want to get over there faster, so we will go ahead and change airplanes really quick. We'll just use this one. Oh, look, everything's off. There we go. Maybe my airspeed indicator's back. Yep, look at that. And now we're going a little faster. So I'm going to go over here to Lake Pleasant. Doing a barrel roll. All right, flying brown egg. I'm inside of this TBM, so, you know, I was told there's a big difference between a barrel roll and a just aileron roll. The barrel roll, you go kind of like the corkscrew of a barrel, and you're supposed to be able to hold a glass of water, and the G-forces are on the outside of the airplane. So, I'm going to be honest, I don't know. Let's just do an aileron roll, and I don't think this plane is meant to roll. Oh, jeez. I don't know if this is going to end well. Yes, okay, we're okay. But we also died from overspeed. Just checking over here on your guys' comments as well. I believe there was a guy who oversped a TBM recently over in New York. It broke up in the air with him and his girlfriend, some big high-profile lawyer. Can't do that. Can't overspeed the airplane. The Phenom 100, is it in there? I have the deluxe package, the more bigger, more better one, I think, that has a lot more aircraft inside of it. And I don't know if Flight Simulator 2020 has the Phenom, but it would be really, really cool if it did. I actually like that plane. So where I'm headed is I'm going to go back over here to Lake Pleasant, and if you look over to the right, very edge of the screen, you can see Deer Valley Airport, and I'm going to go fly over my house. How many of you guys play Flight Simulator? Let me know down in the comments. I'd be interested, or the comments inside of the chat. I'd be interested to know, because I am seriously considering just setting up a server on a regular basis and flying with you guys, or just saying, hey, I'm going to go fly today and invite you guys. So which one would you rather do? We would definitely be doing challenges. We would definitely be going different places and doing fun things. So, oh, the coordinates above to crash in our pool. You don't want everyone to know where you live, or would it take me like a day to fly there? All right, again, headed over here to Lake Pleasant, and you guys may know where I'm going with this. We'll see. The plane that I want to fly is the Icon. The Icon to me is probably one of the coolest little light sport airplanes out there right now. It's basically a jet ski with wings. I mean, let's face it, that's all it is. So getting closer here. As soon as I'm over it's called the 303 highway there, I'll go ahead and switch over to it. But I went and checked one out at an air show recently, and I feel like they're actually trying. Like when I look at a Cessna, when I look at a Piper, and I'm checking out the interiors and stuff that they have, it's like the same old boring stuff, which, don't get me wrong, is fine. But when you get inside of an Icon, it's like getting into a sports car. And it's like, why can't we have that type of scenario when we're jumping inside of an airplane? A little more comfort would be nice on these long flights and stuff that I want to do, and just the overall look and feel of that experience. It's the cockpit experience is amazing inside of that. Its only downside to me is that it is light sport. It is limited on speed and capability, but the cockpit, stick that in another airplane, and man, I'll be happy. So, let's see over here. Played a flight simulator before. Do I like using VATism or ProScon? I've been wanting to get into some of those, especially to start practicing some of my instrument calls. So, here we go. All right, switching over to the icon. And believe it or not, where I'm currently flying, the altitude that I am at, this is a common altitude for me to be flying at, above 5,000 feet. In Arizona, it gets hot, and standard lapse rate 2 degrees Celsius per 1,000 feet. Man, it starts. I was flying at 10.5, and it was 60 degrees, and it felt absolutely amazing. In the winter, I mean, that would probably be below freezing, but it was good because it was so hot. So, flying the Icon now, I'm gonna go get in this cockpit. Oh. Seriously, I mean, look at this thing. It's like, I look at some other aircraft and it's like, all right, let's throw a seat right there. Here's all of our gauges, and oh crap, we forgot that one and we already built it, so let's dig a hole in right here and stuff this in. It's like they designed this first and then built an airplane around it. And it just, I mean, the throttle that's right there, oh, so smooth. The stick, I mean, everything about it. Okay, I'm an Icon fanboy. I'm sorry. I'm hoping that some way, shape, or form, that while I'm at OSH or at the ACCAs, maybe one of these will be there. But I did go over speed unintentionally. My neighbor, a couple hangars down, someone just moved in with an Icon. So I need to go make a new friend and see if we can go fly it and land it somewhere. I don't think we can land it on Lake Pleasant like I'm doing right now. One funny thing about Lake Pleasant is the how it looks in the game. It's pretty bad. So, all right, I'm gonna go exterior here, just because I like this view. If you look over to the right, it looks like we have cascading waterfalls, which we don't. There's no waterfalls at Lake Pleasant. Yes, I'm trying to land. I'm just bleeding off my airspeed here. Haven't touched down just yet. Kind of looks like it, but I'm not in that water. Ah, now I am. Again, no flaps. Ah, that's all right. It's all right. This is a car gauge. Yes, that's the Icon A5. Shan, I can't. I'm really sorry. And yeah, it does look like a rocket ship on the inside. It's just... It's like they spent so much time and energy in here first. And my wife likes to point out every time we fly an airplane, there's no cup holders. But here, there's cup holders. Oh, she would love one of these. Anyways, let's get this full power. Give it a little flap for takeoff, and get out of here. Just the layout of everything. It's like speedometer, tachometer, oil pressure. It's just engine temperature. It's all just right there. And funny story. My family and I just... let's go a little bit higher real quick. Oh, that's not it. There we go. If you guys don't know what slew mode is, it's amazing. This last weekend, my family and I came and chilled out right about over there, where I'm pointed. And actually, we're swimming here at Lake Pleasant. Granted, the water was a lot lower. And it is not green like this whatsoever. It is a barren desert with wild donkeys wandering around. It's kind of weird. So, all right. So another airplane that I absolutely love to fly and would not mind hopping into is, let's see here. And a lot of people will call me, well, I mean, Brian will totally understand.
Engaging autopilot.
Oh, I already flew the SR-22. I like the SR-22 for numerous reasons, primarily because of the parachute. And one thing this lacks, and if you don't know, the parachute handle is right there in an SR-22. And I wish I could pull the parachute in this game. That would be probably the coolest thing that I could do. But I feel like this airplane is a little bit better attuned to be able to use these flight controls. One, because I don't have a yoke that I'm playing with. I'm playing with the joystick once again. And so it's a little more intuitive. It looks like it does inside of the game, and it flies like a little bit better. Also down here inside of the throttle quadrant, it's the same thing. You know, I'm able to use my throttle and play with it just like it is inside of the game, which it's fun. One thing that I could do is this little switch right here. I could turn my engine on and then off, but you know what? Let's do that. Let's have an emergency landing. Oh no, I killed my engine accidentally. Is it gonna turn off? Come on.
Stall.
Every other airplane I pull the mixture and these things die. Alright. What would I do in real life? Why SR-22 over the DA-40? Again, parachute. Parachute for sure. Alright, so we're simulated here as a engine failure. The question is, will we survive? You guys tell me, what does survive here? Like, can I ditch it in the water? Just a little bit more. I've picked a landing spot. It is not in front of me.
Stall.
When I'm doing this in real life, it's so much more. I don't want to say real. Real's not the word. There's just so many things that you don't know. Like if you're just jumping in between aircraft, you don't know
500.
what the stall speed is of this plane, like just off the top of your head. And you could look at some of the gauges and give you some of that information, but anyways, I'm coming in here on my final approach, engine out. Let's see if we survive. Go like Sully. That's looking nice and straight. Let's get over here just a little bit more. Oof, I'm gonna crash into that mountain.
Stall. Stall.
Whoa! All right. I hit a bush. Did I survive? Am I dead? I don't know. All right. I think it's time for a change of scenery. So let's go ahead and get out of here. Back to the main menu. Yes. I'm gonna take a drink. Jeffrey, I like where your attitude's at. I think I would have survived that as well. And I don't think in real life that bush was there. So we're going to do something maybe a little bit more challenging. The Frisk arrival. Let's see here. Which airplane? Oh, yeah. Let's do the Cub. And Sedona? Sedona's always beautiful. We'll go ahead and do Sedona. Believe it or not, Sedona is the training airport if you go through the training inside of Flight Simulator 2020. So we will take off on runway 21. But don't let anyone tell you otherwise. You always take off on runway 21 unless the winds really, really are bad in the opposite direction. Or you have a really bad tailwind. The reason is it is a downhill first off, so that helps. But there are a lot of cliffs and mountains straight out in front of you, and if you can't climb out of that, it's not a good situation to take off on runway 3. So you always take off on 2-1, and you always land on runway 3 because it's uphill. And there's been some sad stories of people who land on runway 21, and a lot of them go off the end of the runway. Not a lot of them, but like bigger aircraft that require more runway, that downhill incline definitely hurts them. Oh, that's not what I want to do, but we'll fix that once we get in. Time to call the insurance company. No, I don't agree with that. That was a good landing. Ish. Good-ish. Good. Good for Flight Simulator. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm hurt. I'm hurt. Oh, that loaded a lot faster. Okay. Now, this is one of my favorite airports to go to, and I actually fly to it quite regularly. But what I wanted to do here is... Nope, not that one. Make this a bit more challenging. So let's go to the weather. And snow depth, why not? Density, oof. Precipitation. Yeah, lightning, of course. We'll make the temperature really hot. And, yeah, that's looking good. Oh, wait, I forgot the wind. Where's the wind? Wind? 150? All right. This is looking like a great time to take off. Who in their right mind? All right, let's go. Oh, wow. Oh! No! Just... And that's what happens when you take off in a tornado. Oh my gosh. All right, I gotta try that again. Let's restart. Yes, restart. Oh gosh. Oh, okay. Ready to fly. They fixed the weather. Oh, come on. Weather, what do we do? All of them all the way? All of them all the way. Wind layer. Oh, right here. Let's try that. I'm trying to think. All right. Deep fried is right. Here we go. I adjusted the direction of the wind. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Let's. I don't know if you guys can hear the stall horn, but there's definitely a wind shear out there that I cannot control. Is there going to be any stability in here? I'm feeling like there is zero stability. It's just... No! How? Just... I don't even know what's happening. I feel like I'm just being carried away. The controls don't work. Come on! Let's get some altitude! Oh, gosh. I'm just trying to keep this upright right now, and it's just... it's tough. Yes, this is definitely a Wizard of Oz remake. I don't even know why I'm trying to control. Oh yeah, so I don't die. Oh, jeez. Is this even a thing? Like, is this what it would be really like to fly inside of a tornado? 150-mile-an-hour winds? Like, I feel like I need to keep flying this until I can land somehow. At full power. The drunk pilot steals airplane routine. I feel like that's exactly what's going on here. Okay, I'm just gonna pull the power out. We're just gonna become a glider. And we're just gonna try to survive. I literally don't think that I'm flying right now. I think I'm just being dragged by the wind and the thunderbolts and lightning. Oh, jeez. No! 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 Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez. Come on. Come on. Come on. And nothing. Nothing. And then the wind changes as soon as they get off the edge of the mountain. Oh, right. Okay. That was unfortunate. However, very interesting at the same time. Oh. I don't know if you guys can hear it. The stall warning horn keeps going off randomly. Still. Alright, so let's yeah. Let's reload that. You know what? We should make that a challenge. That weather, with a specific wind direction, whoever stays in the air longest wins. And then maybe I send a t-shirt or something. I think that would be fun. What do you guys think? Oh. I know there's a delay here, so when I ask you guys questions, it takes a minute for that to come. But, alright, let's for reals take off in Sedona. Oh, whoops, I had my foot on the pedal still from the last flight. I am not very good with tail wheel. And here we go. You guys are funny. Okay. My number one place that I actually fly to is here in Sedona, and it's my favorite place to be able to take people on their first flight if they aren't afraid of flying. I took a friend flying last week who's afraid of flights, and so we just kind of stayed over by Lake Pleasant and let him get used to it. And in the end, he was very happy, thoroughly enjoyed it, and he wants to go again. So the next time I'm going to bring him out here. But it is just gorgeous. And the game doesn't even give it true justice. It has some of the colors of the mountains pretty good, but until you are actually there, you just don't get a real feel for how the majesty that it really has. Yeah. What does give this in the game a bit better of an effect, though, is if we go, where is it? Time of day. There you go. This is my favorite time to fly, is when the sun is just starting to peek over the mountains and they're casting shadows on everything. I don't know if you guys know about it, but on the backside of this mountain is something called Devil's Bridge. And it's a rock formation. I'll want to say it's over 100 feet high, and you climb up to the top of it, and in between two large rocks there's a bridge, and underneath it it's an arc. It almost looks like it was cut out by hand, and you can go walk across it. Granted, there's no guardrails or anything, but it's very, very cool. And there's helicopter tours here in Sedona that they'll kind of go fly by it so you can see it. But this is where my favorite place to fly. Over here from the left, I'll come in with friends, and we'll kind of come down into this valley here, and then not where I'm at, but from up over there. And then we'll come down and go around the mountain we just flew over and go into Sedona and land. But if the game has it, it should be right about here, and it's not here, so of course not. It'd be cool if it did. Try to fly through it, but you couldn't. You just crash. Alright, so let's come up over here. You know, one of the best things about flying inside of a simulator is the fear of not dying. You don't have it. But you do have to pay more money for that scenery. What's interesting, though, is Flight Simulator 2020 continues to add more visual packs and different things. They'll go and redo different areas. And just speaking of that, I am going to be making a video on this specifically soon. One of the coolest things that you can do as a pilot is use this as a tool. Let's say you're flying to Sedona Airport and you've never been there before. You can do all the flight prep that you want. You can watch all the videos on YouTube you want, but you don't get a sense for the visuals of what's going on, what an approach actually looks like, the mountains, the city, and that's where Flight Simulator 2020, I think, really comes into play. It gives you the visual references and things that you want or need to be able to go land a couple times in a new airport and then go and actually fly it. And it'll be nearly identical because they took a lot of the scenery and mountain information and everything straight from maps and actual topographical maps. Is that what it is? Topographical maps? And I think it's just such a great tool and way to be able to fly to new destinations, and definitely increases safety. That's just my opinion, but I'll show you guys definitely inside of the video that I'm making about it to help you understand a little bit better. So, alright, I'm getting ready for this landing. I'm just inside of a Cub, and I'm going fast because there's no weather inside of this one. So let's go ahead and start slowing this guy down. Someone pull the carb heat. One interesting thing about Sedona that gets a lot of pilots, including me, is when you are starting to fly, you get this visual reference for what 1,000 feet looks like off the ground, because most traffic patterns are 1,000 feet off the ground, and, for the most part. So if you come in and are doing 500 feet or 1,000 feet off the ground, when you overfly the airport, you'll be really low, because the airport's on a 500-foot mesa, which you can see right here. And you can see the landing lights out there. I am high. And I'm high intentionally, because if there is wind coming across this runway, what will happen is it'll create a downdraft right about here. And there have been many sad accidents of pilots crashing into the runway or the side of the mountain because they came in on glide path when there was a wind that created the downdrafts. So, all right, don't want to touch down just yet, and probably should get on the. All right. Yeah, that's the first time I landed a tail dragger, and I didn't ground loop. Sometimes I even impress myself. Okay, I saw someone suggest another place to go fly. Where was that? Where was it? K something. I didn't see it. Someone make a suggestion. We'll go there. Sedona Airport is located north of Deer Valley or Phoenix. I can't tell you how long, but I can tell you by time. In a 172, it's about 45-50 minutes. So, KMEM. I don't even know where that is. Let's go back to the main menu and we'll go. All right, main menu. Oh, that St. Bart's is KMEM? No. Look, I'm paying more attention to you guys than I am what's going on here. Continue. Okay. KMEM. Memphis International. I have never been there. I need a lot of runway. And we're going to go ahead and pick... Let's do the Airbus again. I'm going to land it right this time. So we'll fly out, we're going to make a turn back, and I'm going to try to land this. But you guys tell me what... how many hours, miles per hour the wind needs to be. All right. Is this game multiplayer? Yes. Yes, it is. Lots of multiplayer, lots of fun. And I'll be doing multiplayer soon, and I will eventually figure out how to invite you guys to come join us to be able to fly. So, again, if you weren't here before, I'm thinking of either doing it on a rolling schedule where we'll just do it regularly, or just say, every once in a while pop up and say, hey, let's do this. So, Jeffrey, you want 30 from 05? Okay.
Memphis Tower Airbus Alpha Sierra X-ray tree 20 ready for departing straight out.
We're ready for departure. And let's do our weather. 050, not 500. And at a speed of 30. All right. Realistic winds 170 at 12, gusting at 20. All right, let's just send it. All right, we're starting to creep. I don't know, this game, and it doesn't matter what airplane I fly, I always feel like when I start my roll, it just always feels so slow. But when I'm in a real airplane and I give it that power, it's just like, and it starts going pretty fast. So, all right, we're about 140 knots, and I stopped paying attention to center line, so let's go ahead and pull off here, gear up, and positive rate of climb, flaps up. Now, believe it or not, there was a time in my life where I spent a lot of time in Memphis, mostly in western Memphis, and yeah, that was 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Cleared to land runway 27 generic diner Tango Papa.
Is this? There we go. Thrust. And if you guys want to teach me how to fly this better, I mean, by all means. I'm terrible at it.
Airbus tree 20 leaving my airspace, frequency change approved.
I did just get frequency change approved. You know what? Let's... Where is it? You know what? I thought I knew where it was. It turns out I don't. I don't know where the radio is. Let's see here. We'll turn. You know, one thing that amazes me about flying in other places is how much water there is, because in Phoenix there just is not.
Airbus tree 20, did you copy?
And I'm totally ignoring air traffic control, so. Gonna make a turn here to the left, and then we'll go ahead and turn to the right, make a 180 and come back in. See if we can make this happen this time.
Airbus tree 20, did you copy?
Hold 5,000. No. I don't want to. Oh, wait. I asked you to teach me how to do this. Maybe I should.
Overspeed. Overspeed.
All right. Starting this big rounded turn.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Airbus 320, please acknowledge.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Concentrating.
Overspeed. Overspeed. Overspeed.
Come this way just a little bit.
Overspeed. 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 Overspeed.
Party show. Did I just launch a video?
Overspeed.
Believe it or not, this isn't a live stream. I recorded this previously. And no, I edited the video yesterday. I try to release a clip every Thursday at 3 o'clock from our previous live streams. So I set that up yesterday, and now it's ready to go. Is that the airport over there? Oh man, maybe I don't know how to land. Oh hey, it's the moon. This doesn't feel like where I took off at. Yeah, I did. He stopped talking to me, and I'm okay with that. Okay. I'm gonna land this like I stole it. Well, I missed my landing mark. If I can stop before the end of the runway, this will still be a success.
100, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, retard.
Look at those reverse thrusters. Uh-oh, are we having a streaming issue? You guys let me know if there's an issue. We have a storm coming in here. Hopefully it's not messing with anything. But no, I'm not going around. I made that work. And I'm not going to die, and everyone survived. So, I'm proud of this landing. I've had worse commercial landings. I know what you mean. All right, and just for funsies, see if we can take off with runway remaining. Here we go. Oh, I made that guy go around. Oh, sad day. How many feet does a A320 need to take off?
Memphis Tower 7388, runway 27 ready for departure IFR to Los Angeles.
FedEx 388, hold short runway 27. Traffic is Airbus A20N on the runway. FedEx 388, altimeter 29er, decimal 9er, 2 wind 271 at 7. Cleared for takeoff runway 27.
Cleared for takeoff runway 27 FedEx 388.
Are we streaming again? I don't know what's going on. I don't know if you guys are seeing me, what's happening, what you can see here. I was just trying to chat with you guys inside of there. What is going on? Oh. My internet is just going bad. And for some reason I'm going blurry. Oh, it's because I'm running out of light. Alright. I'm going to stop trying to figure that out. Hopefully everything continues to work. But yeah, it's definitely having connectivity issues to the internet right now. Off and on. Not really sure what's going on with that. But good news, I was able to successfully take off the A320 before the end of the runway. So just barely. And because I started paying attention to what's going on over here, I kind of went off center line, but I'm still happy with that takeoff.
Clear to land runway 27.
All right, guys.
03.
I think I'm going to have to call it with all this buffering. I'm not really sure what's going on or why it started. So I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Thank you for watching. And if you're seeing this, thank you so much for joining me. I wanted to go for a little bit longer, but unfortunately with this, it looks like there's a storm rolling in, which is why I'm starting to have focusing issues because I'm using light from my window. Things just aren't working like they're supposed to. So I will catch you guys in the next live stream. Thanks, and I'll chat with you guys inside the chat for a little bit. And let's see, I may even throw in a, let's do this. This is going to be fun. I'm going to start, it may not work, never mind. I was going to say let's do a Zoom, but the reason we're ending the stream is because it's not streaming. All right, guys, we'll see you in the next one.